Hey, you guys. Okay, so I already recorded this reading, and for some reason it cut off at like 10 minutes. And it was actually a bomb ass message. So I'm just going to try and record it. And I know that it got up to like 22 minutes almost, but the messages were so specific that somebody out there needed to hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and try to record it again, and let's see what happens. So the first card we got out is the King of Winter. Get advice from someone professional and objective, public speaking, and unemotional relationships. Then we have the Dreamer. Embrace your true purpose, begin a new adventure, and trust yourself. Then we have the High Priestess, trusting your intuition and careful reflection before taking action, insights that come through meditation. Next card we got out, which is connected to that King of Winter, is the Ego. The illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear and worry. And then that ego card is also connected to this Queen of Spring. Believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you maintain a balance between work and home life. Then we have the Ace of Winter, and it says, don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately. Amazing new ideas that should be implemented. Then we have the Magician, which sits in the most pivotal place. It goes from your past into your future, which tells me you have all the tools to create whatever is going, whatever you want to do to move forward. And it says, you can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. Then you go from the Magician, which is the number 1, to the World card, which is the number 21. It's the end of the major arcana. It says a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete. And if you look at these cards, the World talks about a journey, and you see the Dreamer and the Magician going on this journey. And then you look at the Eight of Summer also going on a journey. And the Ace of Summer says the desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it's time to move on, choosing to make major life changes. So whatever is going on here, for some of you, this is like a battle of the wills, okay? There's a battle between you and this Queen of Wands and this King of Swords, okay? That's kind of how I see him in my head, but it says Queen of Spring, King of Winter. Now, the overall energy is the Nine of Autumn. Reward yourself for all your hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed, and cherishing your time alone. The overall message that we received for this reading was the happy, happy card. So regardless of the confusion, regardless of the battle of wills, the major life lesson in all of this, the overall energy is what's going to make you happy. What I was gathering from the reading is like, this Queen of Spring, there could be some type of conversation between her and this King of Winter. And it's like, she's trying to gain clarity. They both have this ego investment. She's afraid of moving on or, going down this new path. He is got his own bullshit going on and can be very cutting, very cutthroat. And it's like she has to listen to her intuition and decide on whether or not if she wants to move on or not. What is going to make her happy? What's going to make him happy? He's thinking about his own happiness. He's got his money on his mind because he's the King of Winter, King of Swords, which is all about the mind. So he's got his money on his mind or his mind on his money and his money on his mind. And that's what makes him happy. At the end of the day, he don't give two shits. It says right here that he is unemotional. So he can be kind of a dick. When he communicates, it's very cutthroat. It's very my way or the highway. And I don't care if you decide you want to move on. There's the door. Okay. And so she's having a rough time with whatever this is going on. And listen, the Queen of Spring is somebody who is very psychic, very intuitive. Usually in the original Rider-Waite, the Queen of Wands has a black cat at her feet, which tells me that she is connected to the ethereal realms, which is the High Priestess here. So she really has to tap into her intuition to make this decision based off of what's going to make her happy, and then take this sword, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Winter, and either cut herself free or communicate about whatever her wants, needs, and desires are on her own. I feel at the end of the day, she has to choose her own happiness, just like he's choosing his own happiness, and he is unapologetic about it. Now, for some of you, this is, if you're connected, to either one of these, this is about a new journey. So for some of you, because we have the Magician, the World card, which is the ending of the major arcana, which means the chapter has closed itself out. And we have the Eight of Cups. We're able to move on. So for some of you, it's like you're going to pack your bags and you're just going to move on. Okay. And I do feel like that is what ends up happening, but I think it's through a series of events. For others of you, you're going to, if you can't change your situation and aren't willing to do it, then you're going to change the way you're looking at the situation. You start communicating differently and you start seeing like the benefits of where you are. If you're not finding the benefit and it makes you feel like shit on a daily fucking basis, then listen to your intuition, take that fucking sword, cut yourself free, manifest yourself a new journey, a new road, a new path, just like you're seeing here, and be willing to go on it. Be willing to go on the new journey. A lot of people, they don't like change. So I feel like then it's time for you to move on. And it's funny because I do feel like this Queen of Wands here is looking about moving on. Whatever that means for you, you'll know. But it's like after she listens to her intuition, she gets the clarity, and then she's like, you know what? Actually, what's going to make me happy is not being here. Or what's going to make me happy, like I'm happy with this company, and maybe I just need to kind of sit back and see how things unfold. And then with the Magician, it's like, okay, now you can, weave your magic. But if you don't want to manifest what you're manifesting, you have a do-over. That's why the Magician sits in the position that it is from the past to the future. Which is it? Because regardless, like I said, this King of Winter, he's on his new path. And again, he's unapologetic about it because at the end of the day, he's only focusing on his own happiness. He's not an emotional creature. He's not somebody who, really, it's almost like in some aspects, he might even be willing to run roughshod over other people to get what he wants. But again, he's focused on his own happiness. So why aren't you doing the same? I'm almost getting like a pirate. A pirate doesn't ask, for permission to have your stuff. It just takes your stuff and it moves on. That's Scorpio energy. So that's what I'm gathering out of this reading. So at the end of the day, with the Nine of Autumn, it says, for some of you, maybe it's time for you to move on and start your own, start your own business, start your own company, invest in your fucking self. Do what makes you happy, because we have all the wishes. It's like you've been incubating something for a very long time. You've been sitting on this egg, and I feel like it's whatever's in this egg that would actually really make you happy, but you're sitting on it. And I think that if you invested, because the Nine of Pentacles is about investing, she's investing in her happiness. She's investing so she has more time, because time is an investment. Time is not free. For me, it's like, you look at like how much you're getting paid per minute. And for some of you, it's like a penny a minute. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? 38 cents a minute is what I calculated on my friend's daughter. We were looking at it and she was thinking, oh my God. And I was like, no, So for some of you, this is about, you're going through these experiences. You're learning these experiences so you can actually move away and go off on your own and end the cycle of you working for other people who don't give a flying fuck about you. You're replaceable. You're disposable. But again, and sometimes it's just about sitting down and having a conversation and being like, hey, like, this is how I feel. And then seeing how it plays itself out. But at the end of the day, you are protected. Get out of your head. For some of you, you have sleepless nights. You're conjuring up things in your own mind, because in the earlier reading, the one I did right before this, I saw the Eight of Swords, which was like, she's trapped mentally. And then I see the Nine of Swords, which means she's sitting up late at night, worrying in her bed, trying to figure out what the fuck she wants to do. It's like, I feel like intuitively you already know what to do, but you're just holding on, which is okay too. But again, it's based off of what you're thinking, and then the universe is going to match that. And sometimes things just get tough. And people are just really cut. I know there's people who have been so cutthroat with me that I'm just like, do I even want to be with this person? Do I want to make this person money? Do I want to, and then I make my decision based off of that. And every single time it's ended up taking me to an amazing place that actually works out better for me in the long run. And I'm way fucking happier. But you're stuck in the optical illusion. That's what the high priestess can be too. In the negative aspects, is like you're stuck in this illusion that I have to be here and this is my only place and it's what pays the bills. And, because again, we don't like change. And then we play the whole, well, I'll be happy when, or I'll be happy if. And the universe is like, okay, well, how about learn to be happy now? And if something is making you unhappy, then change the thing that's making you unhappy. I remember being in a relationship and they wanted to put me on antidepressants and they literally, I ended up in the emergency room in an ambulance one day and then didn't realize what it was and then went back another day. And then I was like, oh my God, I was deathly allergic to psych meds, antidepressants. And then I realized it's not even that. It's, if I have to be on this to make me happy or just to be able to get through and numb myself to be in this relationship, then maybe I need to change whatever it is that's making me have to take these medications. And it was get a fucking divorce. So I did. So it's like, pick your fucking poison. What do you want to do? It's an illusion that you have to be where you are. Once you come to that form of clarity, I had a client like 2 weeks ago call me. She was devastated. I said, okay, you ready for this? This is what you're going to do. And I said, you are going to wipe your face, clear it off, go in, grab your purse, grab your keys. And you are going to go into the office and you're going to say, thank you, but no, thank you. And you're going to say, and you don't need to explain to them what they did because they know what they fucking did. And you're going to go out to your car. And when you do, you're going to give me a call back. And do you know that she did just that? And everything ended up working out the way that it should have. So again, unless somebody's got you bound and gagged in the basement, you're never stuck. That's the lesson in all of this. Anyway, I love you guys all so much. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, thefootstepstopeace.com. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Love you guys all so much. Good luck. Take care.